to task 11. I know. What do you know? This is a practice understanding task. The purpose of this task is to practice working with geometric and arithmetic sequences. This is the final task in the module and is intended to help you develop fluency in using various representations for sequences. The essential question for this task is, what conclusions can be drawn about a sequence given just a few pieces of information? In each of the problems, I share some information that I know about a sequence. Your job is to add all the things that you know about that sequence from the information I have given. Depending on the sequence, some of the things you may be able to figure out are a table, a graph, an explicit equation, a recursive formula, the constant ratio or constant difference, any terms that are missing, the type of sequence, or a story context. Try to find as many as you can for each sequence, but you must have at least 4 things for each. Let's look at number 1 together. I know that the recursive formula for the sequence is f of 1 equals negative 12 and f of n equals f of n minus 1 plus 4. What do you know? Well, I notice in my recursive formula that I'm adding a constant rate. So this must be arithmetic. I could pretty easily make a table. I'll make sure my table has at least 4 terms in it. We're looking at n and f of n. I know from my recursive sequence that f of 1 is equal to negative 12. And then we add 4 each time. Negative 12 plus 4 is negative 8. Negative 8 plus 4 is negative 4. I could also go back and find my starting value. Some number plus 4 is equal to negative 12. That must be negative 16. Have a table. I named my sequence. Now, since I have my starting value and my rate, I can write my explicit formula. N equals 4n minus 16. We want to check this just to make sure that it's true. So if n is 3, is 4 times 3 minus 16 equal to negative 4? This is 12 minus 16. That's correct. So I know that my explicit formula is f of n equals 4n minus 16. I wrote my explicit equation. My common rate is plus 4. I can make a graph of this using Desmos. It would look like this. F of n equals 4n minus 16. Now that I know what my graph looks like, I could sketch it. I know that it's a positive slope with a negative y-intercept. So I sketched my graph. I already had a recursive formula written, so I don't need to write that. I could continue my table. to get some more missing terms, I could do 4, 5. I could do that indefinitely. It would be 0, positive 4, positive 8. The last option on here is to write a story context. So we could think of some situation where this function might apply. For example, I could write, I loaned my friend $16. And they pay me back $4 each day. This equation represents the amount of money still owed. Pick any of the questions, 2 through 10. Write down everything that you can know about that sequence and bring it to class.